Hello, thank you for watching this video. I'm going to give a quick explanation how we are going to calculate the distance and from the launching point in space and time. We are going to calculate from the exact spot where Voyager 1 was released. We are not going to compensate or calculate the distance from Earth because Earth is spinning around the Sun at 19 miles per second. So as Earth travels on the same direction where the space probe is traveling, the speed of the space probe oscillates. So we are not going to compensate the Earth's rotation, but we're going to calculate from the starting point of the trip. And we are not going to calculate hyperbolical travel as well. We're just going to calculate miles traveled.
We're going to start by creating a folder. We're going to call it Voyager. We're going to make 3 files. One, the index HTML, the other one the Odometer JavaScript. Next one, style cascade style sheet. Let's start with the odometer. We're gonna edit on NetBeans. The function modify odometer will change the values of the odometer of the miles per second, but we have not defined how many miles per second is going to be changed yet. Now we're going to do this style cascade style sheet. And now we're going to create the last file, which is, well, we actually already created the file. We're just going to type the HTML file. Okay, so it will be a regular HTML. Okay, so we're gonna get today's date. So we are going to calculate from September 5, 1977 until today's date, whatever today's date is, because this is dynamic. It will look at today's date. This function will round up numbers upwards because I'm trying to get 3,600 seconds, which is in 1 day. I mean in 1 hour times 24, which is 1 day. We need to compensate since I'm rounding up the hours. What I'm trying to do is, for example, the Voyager was launched on this date above, but the time it was launched, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm calculating on a universal standard time, so I'm compensating the time. It usually takes around 15 minutes to 20 minutes to reach space, but I'm rounding up to 1 hour so the spacecraft can reach its speed, the current speed, which is 11 miles per second. So I'm compensating from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and starting counting from 2 p.m. forward for the rest of that day. So this is what we will be doing now. The different days. Okay, so the launching time equals the different days minus the launching hours compensation. So it's counting the days since the launching date until today minus the first 10 hours of the day, plus current hours, how did I call it again? Current hours compensation. Okay, so I am taking the value of modify odometer total miles, which is, you know, all the arithmetic operation we figure out here with the algorithm here. We figure out how many seconds there are since that date, and we added 10.725 miles per second that we just discovered. Now here we took that value and started adding 10.725 miles every second. So we will see a number changing. It's equal to the current speed and distance that Voyager 1 is moving. So now we're going to create a message for a screenshot of how many miles it's moving. Times. Now we want to know per second the speed that the Voyager is traveling. So 38,610 miles per hour. So 38,610 miles per hour divided by 60 minutes divided by 60 seconds. So we have 10.725 miles per second. So 10.725 miles per second. So the algorithm here is I am trying to find out how many seconds there are since 2 o'clock on September 5, 1977. So how many seconds there are, and I'm adding 10.725 miles per second to the total value of how many seconds we have since September 5, 1977 at 2 p.m. until today at the current time of the system, the current time we will be running the program. We need to set the initial value so we can add modify odometer. Remember, we have this modify odometer function right here. So what the function does, it will add 10.725 miles to the current number that we have here. So we have today miles. Now we set a dynamic function that will run itself. We're gonna set the time. So this function will run itself in a loop every 1000 milliseconds. So every second this function will run, and what it will display is modify the current odometer value by adding 10.725 miles to it. Now this is dynamic, it will run dynamically, but the way the number is going to appear is there's not going to be any comma separated values. So we're going to create a snapshot of the current number as soon as he gets it right here. Before he modifies it every second, we want to get a snapshot of the current number. Okay, so I have to go on a bug hunt here, but I got everything working. We bring up the window, so when we double click, it's counting per second. Alright, that's how I created the Voyager's odometer here. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.